Hi everyone, Teresa here from untilnextwrite.blogspot.com, and I want to show you all today my new Plum Paper Planner. This is the Family Planner Edition. I received it yesterday, and I originally ordered it August 3rd, I believe, and it got to me yesterday. So it took a while to get to me, but it's totally fine. I knew from the get-go that it would take a while. It was an estimated shipping date of of September 26th. So I did get it early, technically, from their from the date that they suggested or told me that I would receive it. So I'm totally fine with that. Just know that if you decide to buy this planner, that it will take about 5 weeks to get to you. All right, so let's go ahead and open her up here. I apologize for the shakiness. I am not at home where I have my my Gorilla Grip tripod that I usually use. But here we go. So this is a very thick planner. I got the additional optional checklists, as well as extra note paper and extra contacts. So it's very thick. This is only a 12-month planner, so it goes from October of 2014 through September of 2015. And this cover here is one of their standard colors. It's really pretty. I didn't change any of the color scheme. I just thought it was pretty by itself. This says Our Ainga, and that means family in Samoan. My husband is Samoan, so I figured instead of having our last name, I would just have this general, title here to our family planner. And so the binding is very tight. It seems very sturdy, comparable to the Erin Condren. The cover here, you come across a frosted plastic type cover to protect basically cardstock. And I'm going to zoom in here, go in a little closer. It's very heavy duty cardstock, although it does rip, so do be careful with it. I knew that this was how it was going to be, so I'm not at all disappointed with it. So I'm totally fine with it. Eventually I might take this apart and put it into either a Filofax or use it as an ARC system. I know some people use this in that way, so I may do that. We'll see. But anyways, here is what the first page looks like. Daily planner, Plum Paper, and this is just a belongs to line, and that's their website. They sell this planner on Etsy. Overall, I paid $49.60 for the additional pages, the additional and the 12-month planner, and I got 10% off of it because I used a code. One of the gals, happily a wife life, I will look that up again. She had a 10% code discount going, so I used that. Do go on YouTube. Sometimes gals have 10% off codes on these planners and other types of planners, so I suggest watching their videos or any YouTube videos just to get an idea if you really want a planner like this. And then sometimes they do have discount codes for the gals who do lovely reviews like this. But anyways, so here you come across the Yearly Spreads 2014, very colorful. And then it's also, you could put, dot stickers there, I would think. That would fit just fine. Then you have 2015. And then you come across blank pages. So this is where it's different from the Erin Condren, as far as the Erin Condren has a bunch of quotes here and there. The Plum Paper is very much your thing. You can put quotes, pictures, this and that. A lot of white pages for you to just doodle or take notes and things like that. So each month is separated by this October, or this is what each month looks like. So you have a full page, heavier cardstock than the actual paper, to divide the months. And that's what that looks like there. The tab itself is laminated, but just the tab. Then you have another blank page here, and then you come across October notes. This is standard with all the Plum Paper planners, and so this will come with it. Then you have a month on 2 pages with the typical holidays put in. You have a section for birthdays, events, and notes, Sunday to Saturday. And then here you have a weekly spread. So since this is September, this is grayed out, and then you have the color scheme. Each month has its same color scheme as the tab. So blue and blue. And so I like this actually, because this gives you more writing space, and it kind of, you know, you don't just start in the middle of the week. I like this. And you could use it for basically whatever. But then you have this up here. It shows you the month at a glance for your for October. A weekly checklist. That's always fun. A box for notes. And then here you have, this is the family planner. So you have 7 sections, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then you can label these sections. So I put my name, my husband's name. 8 and 3 means, it stands for my sons. My son was, his name means 8, and my second son's name means 3, so that's a long story. I might blog about that later. And then plus and minus are basic expenses for the day, and then meals. And so these are left blank because this is basically going to be my husband and my work schedules across the board there. And then the blank sections are going to be our activities that we don't necessarily do as a family. My husband has a lot of practices on the side that I don't always go to, or I haven't been part of lately. So he has his own thing going here, I have my own thing going here, and then typically this is where we have our family. This is where I'll be keeping our family activities, as well as where my sons are on a like who's babysitting them basically. And then also plus and minus will be where we put our paydays, meals, basically meal prep, mostly dinners. I'm gonna be better about keeping track of what my 3-year-old eats, because he's at that age where we really need to crack down on veggies and all that stuff. So it's a lot of space to write things down, and that was my reasoning for labeling everything. So that's how it is all the way across. And then just, let's go to November here. Oh, actually, let me show you the rest of October. So you have, the weeks here. That's how every week looks through October. And then you come across what I added. So, and here it's grayed out here too. So they do give you just everything, which is nice. I like that. Because this is start of November. So this is what I added. You have October notes. And I added 3 pages of notes for each section. Depending on if you get additional months or things like that, you may not be able to add additional note pages. But since I got the 12-month only, I was able to add all these extra pages. So just a lot of pages for notes. journaling most likely. And then I got checklists. So I believe there's 3 pages of checklists here. 1, 2, and 3, all different colors. So my first thought is that I'm going to be using one of these checklists for monthly bills. So writing the bills, or this being the day of the month, because there's 28 lines, I believe, and then 16 across. So I'll be writing down what days, or what's due what day. So this is the days basically, 1 through 28. And then writing the bill that's due, and then checking off basically when it's paid. And then I'm thinking I'll probably use this checklist to help keep track of my 3-year-old's process with writing now. I have been more on him about writing letters and or the alphabet and numbers. So I'm going to use one of these checklists too for just to monitor his progression. I'll probably use another checklist for something to do with my husband, and then something to do with my younger son. So I'll let you guys know in an update how I use these checklists, but basically this is what it is for every month. So November, you have another full page here, blank page, page for notes, month on 2 pages, and then see clear across here, you start on the 1st and the 2nd. So, this is just a lot of space for it. It's not necessarily wasted space, because I do like that it's still boxed out and grayed out. So, you can always just use it for extra doodling or extra note-taking or transferring, things from October to November. And so, yeah. Some people say that these colors are muted as far as it being compared to the Erin Condren. That's true, but I think the colors are vibrant, so I really like it. So going through November here again. I saw one gal use these sections as, home, like what she needed to do to clean, her blog, her YouTube channel, things like that. So it's not necessarily only for a family planner or only for a family. If you just have a lot going on, then I think that this setup would just be beneficial for a lot of people. So it's very versatile. Let's see here. So going back to the end of this month, we're going to come across the note pages again. And then the checklists. All right, so let's get to the back of the book here. So this is the end of September. No, this is the beginning of September. September's purple. I love it. That's my birthday month. Okay, then you come across blank pages that that come standard with all the Plum Paper planners. Good for doodling. And then you even have special dates, so like a perpetual calendar. Pretty. And then I went stark crazy with my contacts pages, because I have a lot of lovely pen pals, and then I'm going to start sending Christmas letters or Christmas cards and things like that to our family. And we actually have been bad about sending Christmas cards the past couple years. So now that our family has grown and we've actually taken family pictures this past year, we'll be sending out a lot. So just to transfer this over from our, actually the last thing that we are going to be transferring our wedding guest list into this, so that we have everyone's addresses that we need to send. Yeah, look, that's a lot. It's like 20 pages. That's a lot of pages. But that's fine. I love it. I'll be using it. But anyways, holidays, U.S. holidays, 2014, 2015, and 2016. That's awesome. And then you have 2016 year at a glance. Fun. And then, of course, the For Keeps paper. This is the same cardstock as it feels like the same cardstock as the dividers and the cover. So it's pretty heavy duty. And then there's front, and then there's also in the back. Then you have the back page here, as well as another frosted cover. So, I am very happy with my first Plum Paper Planner. This definitely won't be the last I will be buying from them. So they also have student planners and other types of planners on their Etsy shop. So go ahead and head on over to their Etsy shop, check it out, and let me know if you decide to get one. I'd love to see how you guys use it. So I will also, like I said, be doing another updated version of this video to show you how it's been going. This doesn't start till next week for me, so I will be probably doing another video mid next month. All right, until next, you all take care. Bye-bye.